mañana alguien me pidió un puesto y yo dije que no le puede dar porque tú todavía tenías la opción abierta. ¿Ah? Pues obvio.
¿Quién se lo pidió?
Mándale.
A mí me pidió Shaunaka y Narmada.
¿Shaunaka ahí?
Narmada.
No, Shaunaka is muy sick. I don't want to sick. Too sick. You know, he's quite a die-harder. You know this, die-hard? No me escucha. Ponga eso, ya está grabando. Graba. Ahí está, ya está grabando. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Toca cancelarlo, espera.
¿Qué? Cancelar. So, today our subject is called the journey. Life is a journey. Creation is a journey. Everything is on the move. Every atom in your body is on the move. Every cell is on the move. Our legs are constantly moving. Our intestines are constantly working. Our lung is constantly breathing. Our eyes are constantly moving here and there. Everything is on the move. It is called the great journey back to home. The great journey. And on that journey, to have guide is very valuable. Because there's too many options. On this journey, there's just too many options. And very easy, we get really confused. Among so many options, what the heck? Which option am I going to choose? So therefore, when we are very confused, then we start praying. And that is the secret. Pray. If you study the nature of praying, you will be very surprised. What is praying all about? Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Radhe. When I was a little child, I was taught to pray. My mother told me to pray for the family, for everybody to be well, to pray to God. So as a child, I would pray. A very simple prayer. And at the end of the prayer was, please help me to get back to you. The prayer was, lieber Gott, mach mich fromm, dass ich in den Himmel komme. Beschütze Vater und Mutter und alle anderen, die mir lieb sind. So ungefähr. Also der erste Satz war auf jeden Fall so. Dear God, please make me pious so that I may reach you in Goloka. I didn't know. For Christian, Goloka is called heaven. So that was my prayer. Then when I was getting older, I had a philosophical exchange with the Christian church. That was in the time of confirmation. In my church, when you were getting 14 years old, you were supposed to decide, yes, I'm a Christian. And the Christian church would accept you, yes, you are a believer. That was called confirmation. Before confirmation, you had to go 2 years to a training for confirmation. That was besides school. I don't remember, maybe it was once a week. We had to go and meet the priest, and we had the confirmation education. Mandali, you didn't have that, no? There was nothing like that in East Germany. He's from East Germany. There were atheist education. The atheistic education was so bad. They were teaching a slogan to the children in the school, which was ohne Gott und Sonnenschein fahren wir die Ernte ein. Hast du das mal gehört in deinem Leben? Without God and without sunlight, we are bringing in the harvest. That's an atheistic saying. Horrible. That's what they're teaching the children. I was taught different. Anyhow, at the age of 14, I was going to church to this training for the confirmation. And I was asking the priests many questions, because I was a little influenced already by socialistic thinking. So I was asking questions. And my main question was, tell me, my dear father, why children suffer. What bad thing children have done that they suffer? And the priest could not answer that. And he was getting so confused that before I got my confirmation, he had to go out for a special training course because he couldn't sustain it. I was assisting, so, but something else happened, just to show you a little bit about my own life. So then finally, he said, if you are suffering, it means you have been a sinner. Then I said, really? So those who go to church, they are those who recognize that they are sinners. That's why they go to church. And he said, yes. So I took a big piece of paper and wrote on it, this place is for those who accept that they have been sinners. And I put it on the church, on the wall. So that created a kind of scandal. Because the other people going to church and seeing this poster there, what is this, you know? Anyhow, so they called me and they said, well, you said to me, you have to accept that you're a sinner. That's why you go to church. No? Anyhow, he got more confused, I got confused, so I lost my confirmation. I wasn't qualified for becoming a Christian. So then I stopped praying. At that time in my life, the prayer simply disappeared, and I was just getting involved in searching for solutions. Why humans are so bad. I really wanted to know this. And I was becoming increasingly disgusted with everything. Really disgusted. So then, at the same time, my father, who was kind of Christian pious in the beginning, he was a biology teacher. So he was studying so much about the cells and the science, and he turned atheist also. So he became atheist, and I, the son, also became atheistic on myself. And atheism means unhappy. If you're atheist, there's no happiness. Okay, we are here. Okay. Survival of the fittest. What is survival of the fittest? If I knock you over the head and take your money, I was faster than you. Otherwise, you would have knocked me on the head and taken my money. So this is the atheistic principle of survival of the fittest. So how can you be happy when everybody wants to knock you over the head, or you think, what's convenient to me? I mean, knocking over the head is symbolically, there's many ways you can knock over the head, like the cheating mentality. Any type of cheating you do is a kind of way of knocking people on the head. So I was very sad. I passed some very hard years in my life. Very hard. I was associating with socialistic thinking. We were very angry people because the Second World War had just stopped, and the Americans, they were bombing in Korea, they were bombing in Vietnam, and bombing means killing women and children. When you throw a bomb, you don't know who's going to get it on its head.
And also men.
Huh?
Also men.
Yeah. But this is a very good thing you mentioned there. When people are sent into the war, the man, it's considered like a heroic defense. I mean, what's going on right now, it's very good that you mentioned, of course, men also die. But kind of you say, oh, they are from this side against that side, and they're fighting, this is war, and so it's kind of okay. That's why all the countries support war, by sending weapons and that. Otherwise they said, stop it! We're not going to give one penny to this. And if you do this, killing people, you don't come here anymore. No, everybody would react like this. But no, oh, you're fighting with this. Take some weapons. What you need? Some training for your soldiers. Send your soldiers, we will train them. Right? So, but women and children who are sitting at home and cleaning and doing the thing, the bomb falls on the head and burns everybody, that was too much. It was too much. Anyhow, so that was my use. I was very angry. How can they do that? And then after the Second World War left all of Europe in shambles. Especially Germany. Germany was rubble. It's just everything was broken. Even today, you can still live the buildings with all the bullets hitting in the buildings. It's horrible. Of course, no, they tried to cover it up. So, in that angry mood and without believing in God, I was becoming increasingly happy. I was suicidal. I was thinking this world is not worth it living. So why should I live? But I still remember it. I still remember it. That night, I was coming from a discotheque where young people go to dance. And I was walking home. And that was more or less a 20, 30-minute walk. And in that walk, I started praying. I said, you absolute supreme, I don't know who you are. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know anything,
No sé nada,
but I want to find out.
pero quiero saber.
I want to find out the answer to this riddle of this journey here and there and everywhere.
Ya, toda esta vida y todo esto.
And then, because I didn't believe in any Christian prayer, I started chanting Om.
Oración.
Why?
Entonces empecé a cantar.
No idea.
No sé.
I hadn't read any scriptures
No había leído el
from India. I just somehow or other felt that this Om is an invocation of the transcendence. So since I didn't know what is the transcendence, I didn't know any name of God, anything. I didn't know that God has a name called Krishna, Govinda, Rama, no. But I knew the word Om. So I was chanting Om, Om, Om. Listen to my prayer, Om, 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 Om. This way, until I reached my home. So it was a 20-minute prayer. After this, in my life, everything happened like this. Ta, 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 ta. Like one thing, one chapter after the other. Like boom, 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 boom. And before I knew it,
Y antes de que me supiera,
I was living in an ashram.
yo estaba viviendo en un ashram.
From atheism to living in an ashram. I wasn't even 18 years old.
No tenía ni siquiera
I was
18
living in an ashram.
Estaba viviendo en un
I didn't know what surrender meant.
ashram.
The word surrender I did not understand. But I knew one thing. I'm not going back. There was a one-way street for me.
Solamente había
To go back into this world of bombings and depression and hopelessness. But the first ashram I joined
ashram que me
was an impersonalist ashram.
era un ashram impersonalista.
So they didn't teach me how to pray.
Así que ellos no me
I had prayed and that brought me there, but
aprendí a orar y
they were not
pero ellos
into praying.
no estaban
They were doing a little yoga.
ellos hacían un poquito de yoga.
They were doing a little yoga and like that. Even study of scripture wasn't big there. It was a Sri Aurobindo ashram in Germany. But it was not very. It was only austere.
Pero era solo
Austere it was.
austero, sí,
The food was terrible.
la comida era horrible.
Or maybe not terrible, but
Tal vez no horrible, pero
extraordinary austere.
extraordinariamente
We
austero.
wanted to eat, we had to take grains,
No teníamos que agarrar los
grains, raw grains, put it in a hand mill, grind the grains into whatever you get from the grinder, put it in the water and cook it, and that's what we were eating.
cocinar y comer.
It was austere. And sometimes we had a potato.
Teníamos una papa.
That was like the special dish, the potato. So I can tell you it was austere. So anyway, I thought, well, you must do it, make some austerities.
Está bien hacer
So let's do it. Anyway, so I still didn't learn to pray. But then by the grace of Krishna, I was not happy in that ashram. It was not satisfying my heart's craving. And I heard about the Krishna devotees and that they were really practicing spiritual life. How do I know that? I tell you. Because they dress different.
Se vestían diferente.
I just had seen that. I had seen devotees on the TV chanting. And when I saw that these people are dressing like this, that means they must really practice something. Otherwise, how would you go and dress in sheets, in bed sheets? That's to us it looked like bed sheets. Because we didn't know what is a dhoti. In Germany, nobody knows what's a dhoti. But somehow under this dress, it gave me the impact that they're doing something serious. They really mean it. So when I got to the temple, then I started to learn how to pray from Srila Prabhupada. All the other yogis didn't talk about prayer. Vivekananda didn't speak about prayer. Maharishi Yogi didn't teach about prayer. No, nobody taught about prayer. Some said meditation. So, here we come to the point. On the journey, prayer. Prayer. So what is prayer? Prayer is the admittance of my defenseless position. I'm insecure. I don't know where to go. I'm running hither and thither. And my heart is empty. And I want to look, where am I going? Why am I going? Where am I going and why am I going? I don't know. And where did I come from? I also don't know. My God, it's too much, you know. That means I don't. But I want something real with my life. I want to have a destination. I want to have meaning of life. What is the meaning of life? I didn't know. I'm sure when you hear my words, you must have felt many of the same things in your life, because we are all on the journey and we are all in this confused state. So, prayer means I believe somebody can listen to me. I already had the experience. I told you how I chanted Om. So now I was chanting Hare Krishna, and I'm still chanting Hare Krishna. And chanting Hare Krishna is a very, very old traditional way of invoking the divine. There's a translation, that's in Spanish. I don't have the English translation, but basically it means, oh my Lord, please let me be an instrument of your love. That translation, which goes together with St. Francis' prayer, it also says something similar. Oh my Lord, please let me be an instrument of your love. So that is wow. It's not only a prayer, give me something, give me something. You see, many people pray for something. Give me good business, give me good wife, give me a nice car, give me whatever. So no, that prayer was not that. That prayer was, oh my Lord, please let me be an instrument of your love. It's a very devotional prayer. That's the Mahamantra. So I'm still praying this every day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Oh my God, please let me be an instrument of your love. Oh Srimad Radharani, please make me an instrument of your love and your service to Krishna. So many varieties. I mean, there's no hard and fast rule in prayer. You see, in India, the mantras, all the mantras are prayers, in a way. Either they are prayers or they are glorifications. And glorifications of God are also some kind of prayer. If I say, oh my Lord, you are the most beautiful. Oh my Lord, you are maintaining all of us. Oh my Lord, you are the origin of time, space, and love. That's a prayer. Now, glorification is a type of a prayer. So, praying is a very important part in Krishna consciousness. We should not underestimate it, because it's by your heart's prayer that things happen in your heart. Everything, every chance, every change of your life will come about by the prayer you have for it. Sometimes you may get grace without having prayed. I don't know. That I don't know. God, He can give grace anywhere, anytime, He's not limited. But normally He responds. That's why He says in Bhagavad Gita, He said, I reward you accordingly how you approach me. So if you ask the Lord for material things, then He will not give you something else. So, therefore, we don't pray for material things. We don't want to bother God, please give me this, please give me that. No, we don't want that. We have no business asking for material things. Because material things are there anyway. How many atheists are millionaires? They never pray. Still they're millionaires. So obviously I don't have to pray for millions for money because I see that God is giving to them, to those who are not even praying. That's a very interesting point, no? Therefore, for the Karmakandis who go to the Devas to pray for material fortune, they should actually think, oh, I'm wasting my time. Because those who do not make yajna, they do not make mantra, they do not make anything spiritually, and still they're billionaires. So from that point of view, you could say, praying to Lakshmi for money is really stupid. Because everybody's getting money when his karma is allowing it. No? If his karma is meant he has to have some money, then he will get money. And you see some people don't have the karma for money, and some people do have the karma for money. I remember in Chile. In Chile is every country has its special things. In Chile, things are very important how you dress. So sometimes I've seen in Chile when I was still living in very poor neighborhoods, the people had hardly food to eat. They had hardly money to fix the house, but when they came out of the house, they were tie, suit, elegance, because they went for work. They had to present themselves in society. Because I never cared about these things like dresses and like that. Well, I did care about the devotional dress. I told you I was impressed by devotees doing simple living, high thinking. I really thought that was very good. Very, very good idea. Nowadays in our world we are having great struggle because we are facing some challenge to our economic development. And this economic development is not very good. We are spending much too much, but the way the system of the material world is running so stupid. If they don't produce more, then they don't get money for their workers. Then the workers have no food, so we have to produce more. That's why we are belonging to something called the consumer society. This society works on all of us being consumers. And if I tell everybody, stop smoking, stop buying furniture all the time, stop dressing with high fashion, just dress a nice bed sheet and make a kurta. What more you need? Stop buying fancy cars, just get a bicycle, be happy. Stop this, when I make this type of propaganda, and that's what we are doing. Our devotional propaganda is anti-consumer. Don't eat junk food, don't watch horrible things. Everything is like meant simple living and high thinking. That is our philosophy. So, in the consumer society, that's not appreciated. We are making the anti-propaganda. They want the system to work with more and more money, more and more shopping, everybody having a huge television at home, everybody having a house, a washing machine, and this and that. So, in this way, you can see that the spiritual proposals, but there's one thing. The people in this world, they are so worried about less enjoyment, but they don't know about the wish to consume only the necessary. And this is Ishavasya idam savam kincha jagat jam jagat tena tyaktena bhujitaha magnitaha kasya svidanam. The Lord has given a quota for each one of us, for that what we need for our survival. Like if anybody of you are freezing now, because it's so cold and you have no blanket, then you have a right for a blanket. Right? If anybody of you is starving, then you have a right for a nice plate of prasad. Like that. What's needed. But if you see, I need a little house for myself for the rain, you also have the right to have some dwelling. But if you say, but I need a villa with 20 rooms, immediately I ask you, why you want that? Why you want to waste so much energy? And by this energy wasting, we are doing so much nonsense. So in this way, we are promoting simple living, I feel. And the people, when they come in Krishna consciousness, they start doing that voluntarily. Everything. If things are not voluntary, it's hard. That's why God has created free will. Like if you are chanting Hare Krishna here, you feel very good, it's wonderful. But if I tell you, if you don't chant Hare Krishna, then you don't get food. So this, if I put pressure, challenges, how you call it, blackmail somebody into spirituality, it's not acceptable. Spiritual life is freedom. Tapasya is freedom. Not by force. And then you make spiritual advancement. Anyhow, so in my life, the prayer was most important. There was one, there was a famous movie made in Russia. It's called The Stalker. So that was a mystical movie. Did you see it, Mandali? So they did not pray. What did they do? We are on a journey. So they had a piece of metal in a cloth, and they will go like this. And wherever that was flying, you had to go next. Then there again. So they said, we leave it up to destiny to show us where we have to go by wherever the thing flies. No? For them, the guru was this flying ball. And it's a very funny movie. It's totally Mayavadi about it. And what they were looking for, the zone where there is no more sufferings. That was the secret. And they had the guru there. And what was the guru doing? He was throwing the stone. Huh? So I can't recommend the movie because it's 3 hours long. Huh? 3 hours long. Nowadays movies are not that long, but it's a philosophical movie, really. Anyhow, so we learn how to pray because we believe that Krishna's listening. He's in our heart. So on our way, we take the guidance of the inner guide. My Lord, I'm yours. My Lord, I'm yours. My Lord, I'm yours. Do with me what you like. Make me happy, make me sad. I don't care. I want you. Make me rich or make me poor. I don't care. Whatever you give to me, I'll use for you. And things are changing. When you really pray like this, from the heart, and you will realize that God reciprocates. He reciprocates in the most wonderful way. Most wonderful way imaginable. The Lord corresponds to us. This is so wonderful. I'm so happy. I have no words to say. I have no words to express appropriately the gratefulness I feel for having received prayer. For me, prayer is more valuable than food, more valuable than nice climate, more valuable than good friends. Well, good friends, if they're devotees, they're like prayer also. Because you can talk with them. Machita matpita prana bodayantas parashparam katayanti chamanityam dusyanti charamancha. This type of friends, they are also just like prayer. Because they give to you, they speak to you about Krishna. Friends who just want to see, hey, did you see my new bicycle? Yeah, so what? Do you want to ride it? Oh. It's so hot these days, so hot. How do you think? What do you feel about the heat? Come on! Heat and cold is going on for the last million years. And people are talking and say, so hot, it's so cold, it's so hot, so cold. Shut up! If it's too cold, put on a blanket. Huh? If it's too warm, then just wear a dhoti. Huh? Why you talk about climate? Wasting time. Nowadays we not only waste time, but we get air conditioner, heaters. Okay? If it's too cold, get a heater for your house, no problem. But don't talk about hot and cold. What a waste of time. And what the speakers speak about, did you see that movie? Did you see this star? Oh, he's so handsome. And this one, and that one. And all this is called Gramya Katha. Along the way, there's lots of Gramya Katha. Gramya Katha means walk, 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 walk. Who's walking with a frog? Who cares for the frogs walking? Only one, the snake. You calling me? My lunch is calling me. Oh, yes, walk, walk, walk. So this is Gramya Katha. It's stupid. Only thing, nobody cares for it. So we are talking about this, we are talking about that, but nothing to do with God, nothing to do with service. It's really, really nonsense. But like, for example, what about beautiful women? In Krishna consciousness, we have very beautiful women, more beautiful than just women, gopis. They dress up so beautiful to dance for Thakurji. And not only Thakurji, the devotees also sitting. In India we have 10 different dancing styles. Bharatanatyam, Odissi, 10 different styles. Kathak. And the women, they dress up. Sometimes men also, some men also dance, but mainly women. And they are looking so beautiful, you go like, wow, how they're looking so beautiful. And they're dancing and playing Krishna Lila. Everything's bhajan, raga, Krishna Lila. In other words, we are not against the beauty. We don't want to tar and feather everybody so that they look ugly. You know, tar and feather, what that means? It was a European torture. If somebody was very, very bad at dancing, they would put tar over his body. This is the black liquid they make roads with. They would tar over it, and then they would roll him in feathers.
Oh my God. Look like a chicken.
Tar and feather. That's what they were doing. That was like, we don't say, oh, the world is bad, let's tar and feather ourselves. Huh? No. We appreciate beauty. But the beauty belongs to Krishna. It doesn't belong, not like you're a sensualist and you think, oh, all the beauty is from me. I live into it. very substantial meditations. How important is prayer? And prayer definitely defines what you are concerned with. You will pray for what you are concerned with. So let our journey be there, where we become concerned with the sweet will of God. What is the sweet will of God for me and for you? And only you can make the prayer, and only you can get the answer, and only you can put it into practice of your life. I cannot pray. If you're sick, I can pray, Krishna, help this person, help this person. I can. But that's botheration. Because Krishna will help you anyway if you're meant to be helped. If you're meant to die, then Krishna will let you die, because it's also part of Krishna's creation is death. If we want to pray, oh my Lord, please stop death, oh my Lord, please stop death, that's just disturbance. Why you want to disturb God? Death is part of His creation. Because in Bhagavad Gita it says, Sarva Mityu Sharashchana, I'm death personified. So death is your friend. Without death, you may be condemned to live in Buenos Aires for 500 years. Not a good idea, no. Well, if you come to India, it's okay. But like this, death is part of the journey. It's just a journey, jumping from here and there to fulfill all our desires, to make us pay for our mistakes, and to bring us home back to God. Because that's the goal. That's the goal, that's the goal. And for that we should be very devotional. So when I was praying as a little child, the prayer was right. Oh my Lord, please make me pious, so that I may reach you. That was a nice prayer. It was Christian, but it was okay. So in other religions there's also many good prayers. Whereas real prayer, you can never pray to God, oh my Lord, please, this other person, he looks so strange, he prays different, or he doesn't pray at all. Let me kill him so that I take all his money for your church. Huh? You cannot pray like that. God will not listen to you, idiot. So it's very strange how the people made. There was a joke in the Washington Post, the American newspaper. And it says, on one side, the Americans were throwing bombs on women and children. And on the other side was the devil. He was like having a few people in his fire there. And the devil was looking over to the President of the United States. And he was saying, I just can't compete with you Christians. I cannot compete. How many people you burn? I cannot match up with it.
Wow. Heavy, yeah.
Heavy, no? Yes.
Yeah.
Any questions? Otherwise, Thakurji is just about to give mercy to us. And today we are going to have Gopal's birthday at noon. So don't miss out Gopal's birthday. It will just be an Arctic time.
Yeah.
17 years, Gopal. He has lived 14 of those years in Vrindavan. Wow. Huh?
Srila Guru Maharaj Patita Pavana Ki Jai.
No question?
All the answers.
Yeah, all the answers.